Another what podcast is this? What number? 64.
64, bro.
Dude, they just keep climbing. It's crazy.
It's been a while now. We've been at it for a while now.
We have.
Yeah. Never thought we'd be in this.
It's because 64, right?
Yes, sir.
That's a lot of podcasts.
Yeah.
It's at least 2 hours of my time times 64. It's 128 hours.
Well, if you think about it, some podcasts have
¿cuándo
lasted 4 hours.
No me han pagado, and they haven't paid me one dime, bro.
We got to get Ronnie paid.
At least hair and makeup.
Please. You've been asking for hair and makeup for a while.
Never got it since podcast 1.
That's what Ronnie wants. This is about back pay.
Yes.
That's
why you're here. What are you going to do for me?
Hey, let the people know we're live, bro.
Yeah, we're live. All right. So I'll let you do the introduction. You always do it so eloquently.
Thank you, sir. First off, I want to welcome everybody to the STBA podcast. This is the first podcast that we're having here at the office. I want to thank Ronnie with Structured for being on today. Thank you so much for always joining me. I also want to thank Mr. Richard Molina here for coming on the podcast. For the people that don't know, I really doubt that his face is a stranger type of face for anybody. He's running for candidate of the city of Edinburg as a mayor. Mr. Richard Molina has I've seen your TikToks, man. They look good, bro.
Thank you, brother. I appreciate that. Thank you.
You got a good team behind you, man. You got a
yes,
good team.
I do. Really good team.
And part of the team's here. They're part of our live studio audience today.
Yeah.
Can we get some clapping? Whenever we say live studio audience, I need you guys to
packed house.
I need you guys to clap. And
I didn't know you guys could fit 150 people.
There's actually 385 to be exact.
The same.
Yeah.
That's awesome. That's awesome. Well, thank you for coming on.
Thank you for having me.
Today I was having a conversation with Etienne Rosas. He's running for the 34th Congressional District out there in Bronzeville and Harlingen. He's also wanting to come on, right? And he was like, hey, man, it's really cool that you guys are giving people like myself an opportunity to come on and talk to audiences that we might not potentially ever really get a hold of. Correct. And I was like, and I was telling him that when we first started this, I was like, man, when we first started this, our president wanted to put up a platform where we can give people the opportunity for people that may not get to actually ever meet you or ever really know who you are, the opportunity to get to know you, you know, because we come from a world where people only know you by your sign.
That's right.
But they don't ever really know who you are.
Right.
You know?
And the cool thing is when we started this organization, a lot of the builders that we first met and we had our first meeting to actually like bring builders together and create this organization, it was just that, right? It was like, I've seen your sign, but I've never met you. And so after you start meeting these people, you realize, man, there's just human beings on the other side of that sign that you get to know and become friends with. So
absolutely,
that's the whole point of this podcast, is for people to get to know everybody behind the signs.
Yes, sir.
Yep.
Yes, sir.
So
thank you for coming on.
Yeah,
Thank you for having me.
How's it going? How are you doing?
Good. You know, we're on the campaign trail. I got my UTRGB shirt.
I see that.
That's the talk of the town. And I just came from an event that was at UTRGV a little while ago. They did the President's Picnic. So
GPI.
Dr. Bailey was there. And you know, you can really see the impact that the university is having on the city of Edinburg, right? Yeah, it's a regional deal, and we want to play nice with the other cities. But at the end of the day, that hub is in Edinburg, right? The hub is in Edinburg. The larger part of the university is in Edinburg. And now with the football team here, you know, it feels great to be able to be a part of this because, you know, I've won my first election in 2013.
Okay.
So, you know, I've been in this political world for 12 years. So, you know, the merger, I was there as a city councilman for the merger in 2015. I was there when the referendum passed in 2021 as the mayor.
Can I ask you what the merger was? What is that?
The merger between the University of Texas at Brownsville with the University of Texas of Edinburg, right?
Thank you.
So that was the merger because they were two separate universities before.
Okay.
So in order for them to get maximum funding, they had to merge, like the way you guys have done with the builders, right? You guys have merged with other builders to be able to make a network and to be able to be stronger when you're unified. And that's the same thing the university did, and it created the funding for the medical school. So, you know, we have the medical school now, and I was a part of that, you know, to be able to say that we have doctors that don't have to go to San Antonio, they don't have to go to Houston, they don't have to go to Dallas. You can literally be born and raised in the Valley, and you can come out a doctor. So that's
a big deal.
That's huge. That's huge,
that's
because
a big deal.
when you think about that, you know, it exists here. It's existed.
Right.
And, you know, the city of Edinburgh, we pledged back in 2015, in order to get that done, it was going to cost us.
Okay.
And it cost us $1 million a year that we give them to keep that thing functioning. And the economic impact that it's supposed to have is supposed to be in the millions, right?
Okay.
Because you're going to create doctors here in our backyard. We all know that healthcare is a big industry here in the Valley. The Latinos, you know, we're diabetic, heart disease, all these things. There's a market for it. So, you know, to be able to say that we can have people from here, born and raised, and go to the medical school, that's the end game. Of course, we're getting a lot of students from other places.
Right.
And that's good too, because, you know, your job as mayor is to do two things. You want to go ahead and you want to recruit businesses, but you also want to recruit people, right? And that's very important, because, you know, that's the end game. And the type of people that we're trying to get is this educated people that make a 6-figure salary, you know, the doctors and stuff. And, you know, I think that's going to explode the economy at the end of the day. So, you know, while I was the mayor the last time, we did 2 major expansions, hundreds of jobs in the hundreds of millions of dollars. Number one was Driscoll, the children's hospital that we did. And then the other one was the South Texas Health System Tower, which was a 5-story tower that created a bunch of jobs too. So that seems like that's going to be one of our niches in the RGV is medical, right? And then, well, what happens on the reverse side of that? Well, you have Ronnie building houses, and I've seen his houses. They're super high quality.
Right.
And those are the people looking for houses, and especially the houses that Ronnie brings to the market, and that a lot of the builders, right, bring to the market, because it's a domino effect to get this thing going. And,
Right.
and I like the way, you know, the football team is, and that's a cherry on top.
That's
a cherry on top, you know. So to be able to have that, were you guys at the game?
I was, man. I was super happy and to be there, and it was somewhat surreal, right? I've talked to a few friends of mine that were there at the game as well, and it just didn't seem like, really, this is our reality now, right? We have our own team, and we have our own, you know, something that we can all as a community, right,
Yes,
rally
absolutely.
around. And that's a big deal.
It's
That's
huge.
a big deal. I think it's going to do a huge service for us, especially bringing people together, right?
Absolutely. I mean, that game was amazing.
We killed it.
The support.
That was wild.
And
mean,
then the win.
was
How do
wild.
you that's like storybook, right?
Yeah.
Everything was storybook.
Yeah.
The barbecues were great outside, the tailgates, and then the synergy in the stadium, and then, you know, the crowd was on fire. I actually posted a video on the first touchdown. I did a little clip,
Okay.
and people were excited. you know.
Yes.
And I was excited because I was a part of the referendum. The students basically voted that they wanted football. They had to vote like the way you guys take your
Yep.
vote from your board.
Yep.
They voted in 2021 when I was the mayor the last go around.
Okay.
And so I made an announcement that they would play at HEB Park. So that announcement happened back in 2021. And that's when and then the ball kept rolling, and then they made HEB Park their home, and then the backers came in and ended up getting the rights to that. So
Okay.
there's
gonna be like,
another
"Asshole."
busy
I'm not
guy.
going to say who it is.
That's another busy guy.
Super.
Yes.
Super. So the students voted.
Yes, the
So
students voted.
Okay.
And they voted for that. They
Okay.
voted for other things like the
Okay.
band. That's why they have a band now, and they
Oh
have
wow. Okay. Cool.
you know, different teams that they added. And of course, it's different now because we're tied to the UT Austin system, right? Which is a very, very lucrative system.
Yeah.
So they get a lot of funding from all over.
But now you're adding elements to the university that is going to keep people here.
That's
Right.
right.
You
That's
know,
right.
not just with the medical, but also with the sport,
With
and
the
then
sport.
also with the music aspect.
There's
Because-
a lot of different
Yes,
aspects.
there's a lot of bands here in the valley that are known in the state of Texas for going up to like state levels and winning. So we have really good musicians here in the band aspect.
Yes.
That they don't have to leave now. That's what I'm getting. Now they can just stay home.
Yes.
We grew up in a time, you played sports, right? And we grew up in a time where you graduate from the Valley and you want to do something. But you had to go away. If you're going to play football, you had to go away.
Yeah.
If you had to study medical, you had to go away.
That's
If you
right.
study architecture, you had to go away.
Mm-hmm.
Right. And so we didn't have anything here. A lot of kids end up coming back, right? Because we do come from a family environment.
Very
right?
correct.
It's very important to us, and that's nothing to be ashamed of, right? And so now that they have this opportunity to actually do it here, man, think about how much that's going to develop the kids in our area. It's going to be huge.
It's crazy that you do say that, because when I made my decision to leave, I made my decision based on football. Yeah. I hadn't made my decision based on track. I played football in college and I ran track in college. Right. I went to Wayland Baptist University. The football program, we were no good. We lost every game. But I was very blessed to come into a track program that was a national championship program for years in the NAIA level, where we were competing against Division Ones. So we would go run at Texas Tech, LSU, UT Austin, A&M. So I was able to run indoor track, outdoor track, and take part of massive races, right? And that would have never happened because the recruiter that is now the head coach here at UTRGV, his dad was my head football coach. And when in high school, which is Bruce Bush.
Wow.
So Bruce Bush was my head coach, and Travis was actually recruiting for UTSA. So when he was recruiting for UTSA, I remember Travis telling me straight up, like, you're not going to make it, bro. Like, you're good, but you're not D1 good. Mm-hmm. And he was honest. And he was like, I have to be honest with you. My dad loves you, and I'll never forget that. Like, I'll never forget it, because we were inside the coach's office, inside Raiders, and they both told me straight up, like, you're not going to make it at D1, but you could definitely make it at D2. Mm-hmm. But you know what? We know a coach at West Texas that will take you in. You're going to be playing slot back, and then you'll be running track. They'll get you money with both sports, and that's how it happened.
That's awesome.
But it would have never happened if there would have been football here, because I would have pushed to stay here. You know what I mean?
Yes, absolutely.
Because they were already wanting me to run track at Pan Am or at UTRGV.
Yes.
And my mom and I will bring that back, and we would, what would life be, right? Because that decision took me in a whole different life. Mm-hmm. And one of the things that made me come back to Kingsville, I ended up coming back to Kingsville running track there. One of the things that made me come back was the family aspect. Mm-hmm. I was really close to my family. I had never experienced being away at home from mom and pop,
Right.
So that's a big thing, because there's great athletes here that could potentially stay here.
Yes. And
the QB, bro.
There's a couple of locals.
He's back.
QB.
There's a few locals that are playing.
I love that.
Yeah,
I love that. That man, that's awesome.
Yes.
Yeah, very cool. I'm excited to see where all that goes. I think it's going to be huge for our area. Especially for Edinburg and the surrounding communities. Yeah. And I'm excited to see what the next mayor brings to
That's right.
to Edinburg.
So, Mr. Molina, you were saying that you've been mayor once before. How many times have you been mayor for the city of Edinburg?
I was on the city council from 2013 to 2017.
Okay.
2017, I ran for mayor against an incumbent that had been there for a while, and I won. And I served from 2017 to 2021. So I was there on the council for a total of 8 years.
So you've been involved with the city of Edinburg for a while.
Why did you get involved in politics initially?
Well, here's
the question.
Here's the story. I've never had anybody involved in politics. No one. My dad, my brother, my sister, my cousins. No one has been involved. But I started off as an Edinburg police officer, and I worked for the city. And by chance, during my tenure there, I was there for 11 years, I ended up getting assigned to work the city council meetings.
Okay.
I didn't want anything to do with politics. I felt like, hey, I don't get involved in this and that. That was my attitude. And then when I got assigned to work the city council meetings, I started paying attention to what was being said, what was going on, how money was spent, and I felt, okay, so this is how, the local government. And me sitting there is what inspired me to run. I remember I was there with another police officer, And I looked at him. I said, hey, I'm going to run for mayor one of these days. He's like, Molina, whatever. Right? It turns out that years later, the same mayor that was there, that was working security, I would unseat him. Right? Years later.
Yeah.
So, you know, I said I was going to run. I had it on my bucket list. And in 2013, in 2005, my brother and I started our business on the rental properties. So we started off with a fourplex, 2 fourplexes, and started building. So I had always wanted to do my own thing. So while I was a police officer, I had some rental properties, and we always had that business on the side. And one day, I wanted to become self-employed, right? So long story short, I left the department in 2011. I ended up getting a home equity on my house to buy a fully operational home health, right? So I get a loan to get a home health.
Okay.
And that's my wife's forte. That's something that she wanted to do, right?
Okay.
So we went all in there. And then at the same time, the rentals, I was able to borrow more to be able to build more.
Okay.
So in 2013, there's a council member that resigned from his position, so left the position open. So I ran for an open spot at the time against an attorney and a civil engineer. And I went door to door, and I knocked on everybody's door, and I talked a little bit about, myself and why I wanted to serve, and that, I wanted to do X and Y and Z and these changes. And I got elected, and I won without a runoff. So from that point on, I got hit with a bug. And I saw that, okay, it takes effort.
What did you like about it?
What did I like?
What did you like about politics that you were like, you know what? I want to continue doing this.
It's got to be hard, man.
Yeah.
It's got to be.
I'll tell you what I like about it. It's the competitive drive.
Okay.
The competitive drive. We all get hit by a bug. Like I see you, Ronnie, when you talk at your groundbreakings, and you talk about the excitement of the development,
yes.
And you talk about, we're going to have these townhouses going up, and they're going to look like this, and I had this idea from Japan or from this place or this, and you're like, and everybody's like, wow. And that's how I feel about politics. I'm competitive.
Yeah.
I want to win, and then I want the city to win. So, I want to be, per se, the head coach of the city, and then I want to coach the team on how to win championships.
No, you would be,
Yes.
because the mayor is the main.
You're the
You're the face.
And that's my whole desire to want to serve. Now, I didn't get the opportunity to serve the last time the way that I did. And I'll address the elephant in the room.
Okay.
And the elephant in the room is there are certain political families that have controlled Edinburg for years and years and years. And that's the way it is in most of these small towns. I'm not saying it just exists in Edinburg. Edinburg might be a little bit stronger because the county is bigger and we are the county seat. So we've had the same people rotate, family members run for office, and they're used to that type of control. Now you get a guy like Richard Molina that crosses to the wrong side of the tracks, and people are not used to that. Because I'm not running based on my dad's merit or my mom or my cousin or this is something that I've always wanted to do. I want to do on what my drive is to really compete against McAllen. So that's my whole driving force is when I come to McAllen, I say, the streets are nicer, the grass is greener, the businesses look nicer. Why can't we do that? And I want to be at the table at the forefront speaking on behalf of Edinburg and saying why Edinburg and why not over there? Why, Edinburg and not that way or this way? And Edinburg needs an aggressive person. It needs somebody that's passionate, aggressive, and that wants to close deals. How many times do you send somebody to go do it? What do you mean you didn't get them closed?
Nothing happens if it doesn't close.
Exactly.
Yeah.
So that's my passion for running is my competitive spirit. So talking about that family, because I know how you were like, okay, get to the story.
Yeah, no,
So talking about the family.
Yeah.
So they brought me in on they ended up indicting me on some bogus voter fraud charges. So you think of all the mayors that have served 100 years the city's been around. Richard Molina, first one to get indicted, I would say maybe in the history of the city. Yeah. And because it's called lawfare. What it is they're using it at every level of government. Every level of government is from the national level to the state level to the county level to the local level, and that is, we're the ones in power. We don't want to lose power, so let's investigate this guy because he's an outsider. Or vice versa, we're the ones in power. This guy's trying to come up. Let's take him out. And they use the law to investigate. And you see this in the newspapers, and you read about it on the national level, and you're like, wow, I can't believe that happens over there. Well, a lot of people don't realize that it happens right here in our backyard as well, because the district attorney's office has the power to prosecute anybody. So if you're not aligned with all those powers that be, then you become a target. And if you're not going to play ball, then you're not being a team player. And so anyways, I went through all of the trial and I went through all of that. And people would ask me, okay, why don't you step down, get your legal issues fixed? And I said, why would I step down if I didn't do anything wrong? And I stuck by my guns and I believed what I knew. And in court, we were able to prove that. Mm-hmm. So we went through a 3-week trial. And
that's just a lot, though. And to be able to say, like, I'm not stepping down.
That's
like,
right.
To be able to say, like, I didn't do anything wrong. I'm
that's
staying
right.
where I'm staying. It shows balls.
Yes.
You know what I mean? Because anybody would, if you would get put in a situation, even if you didn't do anything wrong, sometimes you kind of like, you cave.
You don't want to be in the spotlight, right? That's tough.
That's tough.
Yes, it is. And it shows you.
Did you know this was coming? Like, I want to get in your head, right?
Yeah.
At the time that it happened, right? You've won. You're mayor.
Did I know this
how
was
did
going to
that
happen?
Get some waters.
The day that I got sworn in, I got a call from somebody that says, Richard, these people that you unseated know a lot of people and they got a lot of power. And I'm going to tell you right now, be careful because I believe they're coming after you and I believe you're going to get arrested. And I kind of blew it off. But that's when I'm raising my right hand, you know. So, barely getting sworn in. So, yeah, I knew. And we were able to get testimony that showed in the court case that some of this was rather premeditated and spoke about months before it went down. Mm-hmm. Months before the allegations happened, we were able to get that out on some of the hearings for, the courts to second guess what the whole case was about. Mm-hmm. So, yeah, I knew it was coming, and my thing is that it's happening at the national level, and now that it happens at the national level, the same people that would say, "Oh, we knew he did something wrong, criminal, and he had to have done something," when it happens to their candidates, oh no, it's a political witch hunt. But when it's Richard Molina, no, well, something might have happened. Well, I'm telling you, it can happen to anyone that wants to make a difference, and somebody that goes against the status quo and the powers that be. It happens in anything. So, that's in my rearview mirror, and I'm not holding any grudges, and I'm not here to
Well, yo te voy a decir algo. For a person that has gone through that, and to be able to speak about it so openly and be like, look, dude, this is the real.
This is what happened.
I mean, I'll tell you this, man. Ronnie and I have been put in situations in the past 4 years where we go to these high-level places and te sales and you're like, man, I can't believe the hypocrisy. I cannot believe, like, how crazy it is. And you would like to believe that sometimes, that the law is law-abiding and it's narrow and it's straight, but sometimes it's not.
Correct.
And at least I've been part of that. From a state to a national level where it's like you're doing everything the right way and maybe it doesn't get across, right?
Right.
I think that it just takes balls to be like, hey, man, you know what? This is what it was. This is what it is. If you want proof, I got the proof to prove it or whatever, as opposed to like how you said, I could have caved, right?
Right.
And I guarantee you someone would have caved.
I mean, yeah, why do this again? Why go through it again? Right?
Yeah, absolutely.
I'm sure it was shitty at the time,
yes.
for lack of better words. It was a tough situation to go through.
Well, I also ran for re-election while that dark cloud was hanging over me. So, a lot of people don't while all of this was going on,
Yes, sir.
I almost pulled it off.
Yeah.
It was a very close. I lost a very close election. People don't realize that I lost by 400 votes.
Okay.
And that was with all the dark cloud, the indictments hanging over, the media constantly putting me in handcuffs over and over, rewind play, channel 4 or 5, the monitor over and over and over and over again. And that was the conservative vote that I lost because they kept looking at those images. They kept looking at those pictures.
Pretty.
But for us to lose by 400 votes says what? It says that we did a lot of good.
Is that not like a big number in the voting
No,
poll?
that's not a big number in the city of Edinburg. 400 votes is not a big number because when I won, me being the challenger, just 4 years later, I won by 1,240 votes.
That's a lot.
So I won by 1,240, and there was no criminal charges pending on the guy that I was going against.
Yeah.
So now you see the voters get excited.
I feel like today, and please, Ronnie, correct me if I'm wrong, but I feel like today it's not like the people in a way, they don't see things like that anymore. Like I think like we live in a world right now, and this was something that the guy that's running for Congress that went to talk to the builders today. We live in a world right now that is full of lies. So when there's someone that shows up with the truth, it shakes the system. The guy straight up told us, I am not seeking donations from anyone. He's like, I am going to run without donations. I'm just telling all y'all right now that the system is broken and I'm here for the people, blah, blah. And I was looking at this guy.
Who's this?
The guy that spoke to the builders today.
Oh, I wasn't there.
Dude, it was awesome. I was like,
Yeah.
dude, this guy's like, he's speaking like, and I was just like, that's what he was like. We live in a time where lies are just being fed. So people are starving for the truth.
That's right.
And I was just like, oh, shit. He talked about the ICE information, he all these things. But when he said that, I was like, you're right, bro.
Yeah.
Because we live in I've said it many times, social medias, you could be anybody you want, right? You
That's
could be
right.
anybody you want.
That's right.
Or change
Or you
at
could
any
change,
time.
or you could change at any time, and that's not the truth, right? So I believe that the public is starving for truth.
That's right.
And transparency, right? And when he said that today, I was just looking at the guy, and he's like, and I don't want anyone's money. He's like, no one's money. He's like, I'm doing this because I was a journalist, and I saw the problem, and I got tired of asking people to run. He's like, so I'm going to try and do something about it.
That's awesome.
I was like, whoa.
That's going to be tough, though, because it's really hard to win without money.
Exactly.
Like, ta cabrón. How do you buy
who's
signs?
judging this guy? Like, who's funding this?
So you got to buy signs. You got to get out there. You got to
That's
do
right.
the events and stuff. And so
Yeah.
fundraising, I think fundraising is part of our political system. I think it has gotten out of hand, and especially in the national level, but that's a whole nother topic.
Yes.
How does that work, though? Speaking of, how does that work for the local politics, right? How much money does it take to run for mayor of Edinburg? How much do you have to raise?
I would say that it's more expensive to run for mayor of Edinburgh than any of the other cities in
¿Por
the
qué?
Rio Grande Valley. Just because of the fact that we're the county seat, the fact that Hidalgo County is bigger than the counties that are surrounding, right? Well, we're the eye of politics in Hidalgo County. Edinburgh is like the eye of the hurricane.
It is. There's a lot. There is a lot of attention to this race.
There's
right?
a lot. It's selling.
Omar,
it's selling a lot.
Richard, everybody's watching.
It's selling a lot of tickets. More tickets than probably Canelo Crawford, right?
Yeah.
For sure. I don't think people care about that one.
So yeah, it takes. I think, man, I want to say that the first time I ran for mayor, it was about 200,000. The last time was about 300,000. And this time, because I already have a name, I don't think I'm going to spend that much. But it's still going to take about $200,000.
Yeah.
Now, don't get me wrong. I'm being outspent, maybe 4 to 1. But I don't have to get my name out there as much because people pretty much have either met me, they have an idea about me. It's just getting in front of people and telling my story like I am today, right? Like talking about what happened with my case.
And there was a lot of publicity when you were there, right?
Yes.
So good publicity, bad publicity is still
right. That's right.
It's publicity.
still publicity. Yeah.
So, and I think that's what sells the tickets to the show, right? Which is the selection.
Yeah.
So, it's the talk. McAllen's talking about it. Farr's talking about it. Westlake, Mission. Everybody's talking about the mayoral race in Edinburg. So, yeah, it's you need, those of you that think you can run for mayor, if you don't have at least 100,000 put aside, don't even put your name on the ballot. That you can lose.
Yeah.
And without getting any return on your investment, because you're not able to raise any of it. Unless you're a candidate or unless you win and you hold the spot, you're able to continue to raise money for your re-election. So, yeah, it costs some money. And I don't think, I would say here in McAllen, maybe 150.
Yeah.
150, and because it's a lot more conservative. You don't do as much as, the knocking on doors and stuff like that.
So the first time, right? Because the first time, look, you've gone through the story. You were a police officer.
Yes.
Right? That salary, ta cabrón. Right?
Oh, absolutely. Yes.
They don't make a lot of money.
That's right.
Unfortunately, I think our law enforcement should make more money.
Come with their stubs because they want to buy a house.
Yeah, we see it.
Yeah,
so we see it.
Ronnie already has everybody sized up when they come into the office. Hey, I want this house. No, this one might be for you.
We're gonna put you over here.
We're gonna put you over here.
You right in front of Ebony.
Yes, sir.
Have you ever thought about a townhouse?
Yeah,
Right?
it's actually great, perfectly located.
It's great.
Yeah, I need to give you the tour at some point. Anyway,
That's on the highway, but they look badass.
thank you, bro.
Actually,
Thank you.
do.
I already forgot what I was. Yo, so you're a police officer.
Yes.
You do the council member, okay, and now you're gonna run for mayor. I mean, that's got to be a little daunting, right? If you've got to raise $200,000, right, to run, that's what you had to do the first time.
Absolutely, you gotta make the phone calls and you gotta get
So the point is what he said earlier, man. It really takes some guts to do this.
It does.
You don't have to do it.
That's
you don't
right.
have to lose $200K.
That's right.
You don't have to be in the public eye and
That's right.
wait for people to judge you for
And you know what's
whatever.
so crazy, bro, is that there's people that are dedicating their time and getting paid to diminish people, right?
That's
so
right.
as a no, for real.
That's
so
right.
like
That's right.
as a person that puts themselves in that situation to potentially get diminished, to get talked bad about, and I'm saying this
and even get arrested sometimes.
no, well, I'm saying I'm saying this because
But that's the extent.
yeah.
That's the extent.
But I'm saying
That
this
should
'cause-
never happen.
No.
Yeah, that's the extent of when you get into this
Yeah.
game.
I have a family member that is involved in the politics in Stark County, right? And my uncle's a sheriff in Stark County, and one of the things that I noticed, man, it's political season, and this guy's all stressed out, right? And I'm like, dude, like I see the stuff he's going through. They did this and they did that, and I'm just like, dude, that's horrible. And he's like, dude, there's people that dedicate and get paid to do this.
That's right.
He's like, that's all they're doing is they're waiting to release dirt on you. And I'm
That's
just like,
how it is.
and you know what's sad, dude? Because you would want to expect that. Why can't the politics be a clean type of environment as opposed to like, no, well, this guy did this at this point in life. I would like to believe we were all young at one point, right? We
I wasn't perfect.
no one was perfect.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So it's like, I believe that because of those non-perfections that we do have, you learn those lessons, and now that's made you who you are today.
Right.
Right?
It's part of life.
So
Everybody does.
why paint the picture that you're fucking perfect?
Yeah.
Yep.
You
that's
know?
right.
So it's like, I don't know, man. Like, and it's sad because
Politics está cabrón, bro. I couldn't do it.
hell no.
I couldn't do it.
No.
There's no way.
We're too emotional.
Yeah, bro. No, there's no way. But I have seen the political battle so far, and it's been very clean, right?
So far, so good.
So far, so good.
And
I don't
that's
think
good.
Nobody has had bad things to say about it. I've talked to Richard. Richard's never said anything bad about Omar, and I've talked to Omar. There's been no bad beef, which is nice to see because
Yes.
now we can really look at the candidates and see what they stand for and make an informed decision.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
But speaking of, I think we need to have a debate. Did we talk about this? Have
No,
we talked about this?
No, we brought it up to Omar.
Okay.
And when we had him on the podcast, and it's not so much a debate. We were talking about like
What is the debate?
having you guys on the podcast together, right? And bringing you guys together. And and just talking about, because the thing is, we all know that Edinburg is the head of the spear.
That's right. That's what
Edinburg is a big deal right now.
It is.
Yeah.
It is.
So you're not coming into, something small. This is a big deal.
Yes.
So I think that race is extremely important.
Yes,
and
it is.
we had the idea of potentially doing a little debate. Omar said he's down. I hate to put you on the spot, but he said he was down.
He was down. He was like, yeah, just let me know when I'll be there.
Yeah.
And we were like, yeah, like, look, the thing about it is like, let's get these guys, because when, as an organization, we know what it is to be part of an organization that shuts you up. We know what it is to be part of an organization that doesn't give you a voice, and you're paying a membership. So when this organization was made, these guys made it with the idea that every member has a voice. When I came in as EO, that was to this day, that's my main thing. Every member has a voice. No matter who you are or not, builder, whatever, you have a voice because you're paying a membership. And Ronnie could tell you right now, I keep it fair, bro. I don't mess around with anybody. I'm not here to entertain you. I don't care. To me, it's like, it's not about, I'm not here to promote your business. I'm here to give you an opportunity to meet other people within the realm of the business that you're in. We're a builders organization, but we have to stay fair, right? Mm-hmm. And one of the things that I value myself in that, and I think that as a mayor, and I could be extremely wrong, but being the leader of the city, you have to be able to bring people together.
Absolutely.
100%.
100%.
Because you're the mayor, right? And
absolutely.
And I think that
it's a lot of moving parts.
Yeah, and I think that it would show, because we come from a world, bro, where fuck that guy. That's what we come from. We come from the world of builders. You're not coming in my house.
Used to be.
Yeah.
Used to be.
That's
like
where we come from. We were brought up in a time where, I'll be honest with you, my dad's been in the construction industry for over 25 years, right? Hey, you're going to sit in this model home, and you're not going to let no fucking builder come into the house. Okay. I was a young kid. All right. Hey, there's this builder here. I went by. That was the mentality. As opposed to now, we've broken that barrier. And now it's like, Ronnie's like, hey, wait, look at what I'm building over here. Come check it out. That was never seen before, bro. But we've broken that barrier, and we've let people know, like, dude, at the end of it all, we're all human. We can all coexist and shit. I might not agree with 100% what Ronnie says, but he doesn't 100% agree with what I say. And that's the thing, like, with our board. That right there, that's the board right there. That's the board up there.
Que chulo pelados.
These are the board right there. You see those guys? Those are the board. And we bring them together, and they don't all agree on shit.
But fight.
Oh, yeah. Dude, there's sometimes our board meetings, we're supposed to leave it at 2 hours. They last 3 hours. Because these guys are like, this is what I think. Pues chingada madre, güey, I think this. Y chingada madre, pues I think this. But that is what it is. That is, and I.
It's what makes it great.
That's what makes it
there's a difference of opinion, and those opinions are being heard.
Yeah. And I would like to believe that that's what a mayor is. Yeah. I would like to believe that a mayor can bring its people together and be like, look, dude, like, whatever the shit that's on the table, this is what's on the table. And that's why we personally feel like it's important, because, like you said, it's bigger than Crawford and Canelo.
That's right.
It's big.
It is.
It is. And I believe that the people,
for us, it is.
If the people could see two candidates coexisting, it would actually unite the valley even more. And right now, we need it now more than ever, bro, because right now our people are being attacked. Our people are being attacked by ICE. Our people are being attacked left and right. And what is that going to affect? It's going to affect our economy. It's already affecting
our families, right? Families.
And I think it's something that needs to be done to show that no matter what, two people can coexist in a room, and that's going to show so many people like, ah, la madre, dude. Because it's not about I'm better than you or whatever, because I guarantee you that everybody has their own opinion. And even like us, we try and do the right thing. Like today, I was telling the membership, we give you financials. We tell you what we're spending everything on. We do workshops. We have 3 to 4, let's just say, bajita la mano, 3 different events a month. And sometimes it feels like it's still not enough because you want to give more. You want to give more. You know, today we had this meeting with the builders. Right now, Harlingen and Bronzeville are, and they're none of your concern, right? But they're being screwed by ICE. I'm talking about you have builders that are having foundations poured and their people picked up
During the pouring.
During the pouring. During the pouring, foundations left in half.
That cost the builder like tens of thousands. Terrible. Anyway.
And it's a situation where it's like, it's affecting the valley, bro.
So we have to work together.
We have to work together because it's already happening. And most people don't know this, but ICE is the second highest paid military political group in the United States. It's the second highest paid.
Well, the funding that they got was 176
billion.
Yeah. 176 million, or was it billion? No,
it was like
well, it was a lot of money.
It was like $1 billion.
It was the statistic that I heard. It was the top 10 militaries in the world.
Yeah. They're the second highest paid, and they're being instructed to come to South Texas. That's going to affect Edinburg. It's going to affect McAllen. It's going to affect everybody. Why? Because one, we're a border town, and this is the thing. People could be like, well, you can always hire people. Bro, tell me if you know somebody that wants to frame right now. Tell me if you know somebody that wants to go and put pipe for plumbing. Tell me if you know somebody that wants to put shingles in this heat. And then, okay, well, if you did know somebody, who's going to train them? So it's like, if you can't provide housing, you know what I'm saying?
That's
so
right.
there's real issues.
So how do we feel about ICE?
Bro,
Can I ask the question?
Oh, how do I feel about
Yes.
ICE? Yeah, I'm with you guys in the sense that, you know, there's the whole idea of the nation going with President Trump was the economy. It was the economy. They felt like the economy, you know, the interest rates were too high and all of these
That was the
things
reason for voting,
were-
right?
and that's why he won Hidalgo County, because the whole attention was on the economy and how through the previous administration it seemed to be on the decline. And people bought into we're going to go this way because we think this guy's a business guy. He's going to get the interest rates down. He's not a career politician, you know. But for right now, I honestly believe, there's a little bit too much aggression, you know,
to make a point,
to make a point, right?
Yeah.
And the reason I bring this up is because I went to a local restaurant. I opened the door was locked. The restaurant is a restaurant that, you know, who they employ, the meseros and the cocineros,
The cooks,
right? Good place. It was closed because they were looking for workers
to work.
But that's where it really hits home in your backyard, right? When you can't go and get a breakfast stock where you can't get in.
Where you normally go.
Yeah, and that's where me as a mayor, that's where I was like, okay, this business does sales tax, and this business
That's
pays
not good for the
tax.
city.
So where do me thinking in the future, how do I make up that loss? Because the sales tax is what we use to recruit other business and to create more job creation.
Right.
So you look at that and you kind of think like, whoa, are we being too aggressive here? And that's where my stance is. I think it's a little bit too aggressive. But that doesn't mean at the same time that I'm anti-Trump and that I'm going to go and
Right.
and you know, and that's where people get misconstrued, is that if you make a comment, oh, you're on that side, or you're no, this is something that I speak about because people always ask me, are you Democrat or are you Republican? We're still, when you're running on a local race, it's a nonpartisan race. You're not committed to a party, you're committed to the people because you're dealing with issues like drainage and, you know, issues like parks and public safety. And I always tell people this, because people, if I say I'm red, half of them are against you.
You
Say
already
you're
lost
blue,
that.
half of them are against you.
Yeah.
But here's my answer to that.
That you're orange. No, I'm playing.
When,
vaquero.
when you call me and you tell me your streets are flooding, if you tell me that you want me to look at, you know, the it's dirty and your alleyway's dirty, and, you know, or the cop that treated you wrong, or something that happened with a city employee and you want to complain, I don't ask you before I take your complaint, wait a minute, are you Democrat or Republican? because that's where I think where we get pulled up and we're a nation divided because we're doing it based on you being red or blue, and then you take your stance, and then the fight starts, and now you guys are not talking anymore.
Right.
So when they ask me, well, I'm representing the people of Edinburg, that's what I'm running for. Now, if I step off of that and I want to run for county commissioner or, county judge or state rep, then you're committed to a party and you have to pick a lane. In this case, I don't have a lane picked because I don't have to have one. But at the same time, there's so much division that people don't even listen to anymore.
Yeah.
Once it comes out of your mouth that you're already committed to a party.
Yeah.
And you want to talk to them about, a certain idea that you might have. Like I put something together talking about we're missing a hotel and conference center in Edinburgh. We don't have any place, a nice hotel and conference center like an Embassy Suites, an Omni or Marriott something. And before I even get into talking about my idea, and I wanted it out by La Siena, right off the expressway, and I just made a video on that.
With Kent Burns.
Yes.
Got that.
Wait a minute, are you Democrat or Republican? And they don't even want to hear your ideas about what you want to do because some people are closed-minded, and they don't want to take the conversation any further than tell you
Your political
till you tell me,
stance.
Till you tell me where you're at.
Yeah.
Or how you feel about a certain thing like immigration or abortion or things that will never touch my office as mayor. Things that never touched my office when I was mayor because I've been there. But they want to hear you say something.
In regards to that.
They want to define you.
They want to define you, but they also, once they start like that and they're not open-minded, they've probably already made a decision that they're not with you by that chance, because they don't want to hear any ideas about what we want to do with the local economy or jobs creation, anything like that. So that's something that we do run into. We knock on somebody's door, boom, I need to know before we take this conversation any further.
Damn.
Yeah, so that
happened recently?
Yeah, it happens all the time. So that's for you, Ronnie, because I know you're thinking about running in the future.
No, sir. No, sir. Don't you even put that out there, because I would never. I'm trying to be peace and zen and chill.
Por favor.
Déjenme fuera de ese pedo.
That's what he's got. That's why he calls it like that.
Kozo, baby. That's
right.
Japanese for structure.
There you go.
I think that's great, though. I think that's great. And it's good that you say that, too, the fact that people don't want to entertain a conversation if you go left or if you go right.
Yes.
We were actually talking prior to the podcast. So they were showing me a video. What's his name? Charlie Kirk. Did you know that Charlie Kirk got shot?
No, the guy that the political guy that goes to all the colleges.
He got shot at a college, bro. In front of hundreds of people.
When?
Right now.
No.
Right now.
Kirk
shot dead.
Which one's Kirk? Kirk is a real asshole dude, right?
Rifle to the chest.
No.
Nasty, bro. Oh, the neck. For real, dude.
Let me see.
Yes.
Yeah.
No, show him the video. Show him the video.
Pero también, Chihuahuas, that guy stirs a lot of the pot, bro. That sucks. I obviously I don't wish that for anybody.
No, but dude, think about that. That's the time.
That's the political arenas that we're in.
That's the climate.
That's the climate.
That's crazy.
The climate.
That's the time, bro.
That's the hate that exists.
If you listen to what he's speaking, what is he telling you? I mean, he's asking you questions based on religion, based on abortions and stuff like that. He's challenging like the what do you call them? They're not millennials, or you're younger. They're years younger. The X or whatever it is that they are. They're a certain young group, right? That are in college.
What is it? We got one right here.
Yeah, like what is it?
What's your group called?
I don't know.
Chingones.
But
we'll go with that.
He gets all these kids that go and they want to argue with him, right?
Yeah.
Based on what he's trying to tell kids to, get married, have kids, get your education. What are you studying? And it's like when I walked in, we had just gotten back from Harlingen. I walk in and it's just like, hey, this guy just got shot.
Wow.
Is he dead?
Yeah.
Damn. That sucks.
That's scary, bro.
That is scary because although I may not agree with all the
He didn't
stuff that
die?
he says.
Not confirmed. The
yet.
death is not confirmed.
Hopefully
yet?
not.
Well, that's, I'm sorry. I said
You may
that.
or may not like agree with some of his views, but we're living in a country where you have the right to actually have your own views.
Well,
That's
you should have your own
That's a beautiful
views.
thing.
You should have
You
your own
can't
views.
lose that. You should, yes.
We should.
Yeah.
But that's unfortunate. That is a very unfortunate event, and you know he'll probably never see this, but we wish you a speedy recovery if you do get the chance to recover. But that is the time that we're living in, bro. The time of hate.
That's right.
There's a lot of hate, and it's like there shouldn't be. You know, there should be. Now more than ever, we should be united. And it's like I saw this. I like to watch like history stuff on YouTube. When I drive a lot, right? So like I like to listen to history stuff, and I came across some professor that was talking about how right now in our history, it's the first time ever in documented history that the human being has focused on himself and not his community. So he was saying that there used to be a time where they would shame you if you would let the community down. He's like, but now it's like you're being shamed if you let yourself down. He's like, as opposed to like, you're not working for a community. You're not working to better your community. You're trying to just better yourself. And when he said that, I was just like, that's crazy, because that's the time that we're living in. You know, I want to be the better version of myself. I want to be better than this, or I want to be better than that, as opposed to like, how can we all work together to make things better for everybody? And it doesn't feel like anybody is pulling in that direction, you know? And I was listening to that and I was like, shit, bro, like that I don't know, like that really made me sad, because I listened to that guy, but I think to myself, like, it just shows us the level of where we're at as a race, you know, as a human race, you know, like you can't even speak your thoughts.
That's tough, man.
That's hardcore.
Yeah.
In front of, dude, they shot him in front of everybody, bro.
No, man.
He was sitting down in a tent speaking,
Yeah.
and he gets just boom, just look, show it to Ronnie. Bro. He's dead?
Jeez.
Jesus. How old is he? 31 years old. Wish that on anyone, man.
Oh my God. Ugh. No. No.
That's horrible.
Wow.
That's insane. And you know what? That just like you said, it shows us the climate. It shows us the where we're living in right now in this world. And now more than ever, we need to come together as so much a nation. But it starts small. You know, it starts at our cities.
That's right.
And
It starts with yourself. I mean, to be honest with
Yeah.
you, dude, love conquers all, man.
Yeah. Damn. It's
That
hard.
covered.
Yeah. Condolences to his family for sure.
Amen.
That was crazy, man. That was wild. That agüitas, like
See,
31.
because it's the wrong direction. Like for our society, that's not the right direction.
And that's going to make national news
Mm-hmm.
for sure.
Mm-hmm.
He was already making national news.
Yeah. So that's why I think it's extremely important for everybody to get along.
Absolutely.
And we all got to work together. It's really nice where we're at right now in the valley, and with the vaqueros and all that, and the momentum that we have with the community coming together. I think it's extremely important that we continue to carry that forward, and we set an example for the rest of the country that, man, at the end of the day, we're all the same. We're all human beings that got kids and family, and we're just trying to do the right thing and live our best life, and that's it. That's it. Don't take that from nobody.
Yeah, for sure, man.
So I would love to have you both on the podcast.
Yeah.
If that's possible.
I don't mind.
Yeah. I think it'd be good, man.
I did agree to, there's a debate on September the 30th that I want to promote
Okay.
that we're going to be doing at the Edinburg Auditorium.
Awesome.
6:30 p.m. It's a Tuesday, and that's the one right by City Hall.
We'll be there.
So that's going to take place. The ones that are going to put that together is RGB Futuro. They're one of the first ones to reach out. So
Yeah.
So yeah, definitely, and we'll come do something here
I-
with
You
you
know
guys.
what?
And
I'll go to it.
If you guys want to do something before to
Mhm.
where it's like, I mean, we've never had the.
We're very laid back.
Yeah,
This is a very
this
laid
is our
back
podcast.
Yeah.
We don't have questions.
Yeah.
The idea is for people to get to know you, and the fact that
Yes.
you came on here like, hey, wait, let me address the elephant in the room, bro.
Yeah.
Like, this is what it was.
Al Chile.
That was
Yeah.
badass.
Right.
That was badass.
Yes.
And I think that if we can just come together, have a conversation, it would be great. You know, like I think
Absolutely.
I think that the Valley, the Valley needs it to be able to see two strong competitors.
Are we gonna sell some tickets, or how's that gonna work?
I'm kind of down. Where would we do this at?
We would. I mean, we would for sure need like
go to the arena, or
I'm kind of down.
I mean, we can go live anywhere as long as there's Wi-Fi.
Yeah.
Yeah. So we can.
Let's
go
pick.
live
Let's
anywhere.
pick. Let's talk about it, and we'll figure out the right time and the place. Because I think it's important that we do it.
Yeah, and it says a lot about yourself, sir, and thank you for that. And it says a lot about him too. The thing about it is like most people, when they do go against each other or something, they don't want to at any time talk to each other. So it's like we get it.
Yeah,
I mean, it is what it is. But
but this is a little different because I recruited him to be the city attorney. So that's a little bit different. You can't say there's no relationship at all.
Yeah.
How did that happen? Like, how does somebody even like? Does somebody have to apply to be?
Well, you don't. You can appoint it, and you know what? There's no doubt that he's a very smart individual, and that's something that he wasn't jumping at it either at the beginning. I saw something in him that I saw was, it's something new, right? Because we've had the same attorneys that have pretty much rotated at the city, and I wanted a new face. So when I had won the last time, I had mentioned it to him because you can appoint, and of course, you have to, like your board, right? You have to vote on it to make it official because everybody wanted it. Well, somebody takes the bull by the horns, and somebody makes the suggestion when something gets on the agenda. Of course, you need a consensus and you need a majority vote. And I was able to get that, but
Somebody drives it.
Yeah, somebody drives it, and there's no doubt that it was my idea, and I don't ever shy away from that. And I think at the time and the timing that we were at in the city, I think it was a smart move. Otherwise, I don't think you ever hear his name in the realm of ever being in the political. That pretty much opened the doors for him to see how it worked. And I'm not talking bad. The position is open; it don't belong to me. But there's no. I don't have any animosity towards him. I don't.
That's good.
I don't. I surely don't. You know, I wish him the very best. The difference between being the mayor and being the city attorney it's two different things, right? You guys have an attorney. I heard you talking about an attorney a little while ago, right?
Yeah.
But you understand how it is when you guys hire an attorney.
Yeah.
You guys are expecting that person to do the best for what's with the organization, and you don't always see eye to eye, right? But if you need to, you'll follow the advice if you need to. But at the end of the day, you guys are the bosses, and you say, you know what, we can go a different direction with another attorney if things aren't working out. And I'm not talking about your situation. Yeah. I'm just saying that the board has that discretion to do that. The same way the mayor and the city council can make that change.
Right.
Right? So he started off as an intern. And then at the beginning, he got that competence that he needed to understand how to do the job.
Right.
But my thing is, like, I felt like I've been a great recruiter of talent. I think the city manager that we brought in and the city secretary at the time had a lot of talent. So, and I think that's the position of the mayor. The mayor is not the smartest guy in the room. If the mayor is the smartest guy in the room, there's an issue with that.
We got a problem, yeah.
And it runs here like Ronnie, you know, he doesn't know everything about, you know, these smart houses. You know, he can explain.
I can fake it.
But he ain't the one putting the wires inside and the this and the that.
Right.
But he can do a great presentation, just like I can do a great presentation on the city, but I'm not out there, you know, with an excavator on the backhoe or anything like that. Yeah. But it's putting together the talent. And the thing about being the mayor is, if you don't excite people and you don't recruit people, because I felt like I brought some great city managers, right, to run the city while I was there. And people have said that the work that we did when we were there, they liked the work. And they have seen some slowdown because a lot of that was a push of what I did with my administration when I was, that trickled over into these 4 years.
It was left behind.
In other words, a lot of those ribbons that they cut, a lot of the things that they put their name on, a lot of those projects, if you go back to when they were voted and enacted, was during my administration.
And that's something that, I mean, maybe most people don't know is that it takes time.
It does.
It takes time to get things through.
It does. It does.
And it's not instant gratification as a mayor, right? You got to set things forward and then hope that it gets
done.
Yeah, it gets done.
Yeah. So that's why I have an 8-year plan to serve as Euro's mayor, right? I set the term limits. and term limits used to be three terms that you could serve as the mayor, so a total of 12 years.
Okay.
And I changed that to 2 4-year terms.
Mm-hmm.
When I put on the ballot, it was after I won the election, so the law doesn't go retroactive.
Okay.
So, God willing, when I win this November, it'll be my first term.
Okay.
And then I'll be able to run a second term.
Gotcha.
But after that, I won't be able to run anymore.
Okay.
8 years total.
8 years total. And I got that from the President of the United States. In other words, you can do 2 4-year terms and that's it. Because we did have...
It's enough time.
We did have, I think, 2 mayors through a 25-year span, which is a quarter of a century. And my thing is to keep new people coming, right? But getting back to, I felt like, man, I really didn't get a shot to serve those 4 years. I was the mayor, and we got a lot of work done, but there was so much distraction. This time around, with no distraction, look at what we did. This time with no, the legal case, not to mention COVID-19 that hit during my administration.
Okay.
Everything was on a standstill. I never felt like I really, really was putting the city where it needed to be because of those things.
Okay.
Now, I don't have any of those things. All that's in my rearview mirror. Hopefully, we don't get any more pandemics.
No. Okay.
Knock on wood. Knock on wood.
Right.
But I tell people, imagine what I could do and what we could do without those distractions. And that's where it says, if we were able to produce with all these distractions, imagine what we could do without. And that's why I kind of feel like clean slate, ready to move forward, excited about your developments and, what you have going on. But I want to be the type of guy that when you have a plan, a deal, a pickleball, or this, that you say, hey, Richard Molina, get him on the phone. We can meet him today because we have an investor, we have this, and he'll listen, and we'll get the ball moving fast. As compared to some of the other cities, well, talk to the secretary, and, we'll set you in.
Yeah.
We'll pencil you in for a week or two because it's about
It's
closing
timing.
deals.
It's timing.
And closing
We gotta get it
deals.
done. That's right.
closing deals.
It really is.
What is
It
the
really is.
most single most important thing that you want to do as mayor when you get elected?
There's 2 low-hanging fruits. Number 1 is the parking garage in the downtown area.
Need
the
it big
congestion.
time.
I approved that back in 2021, $10 million, $8 million from the city budget and $2 million from the EDC. That should have been done already. I'm getting a lot of complaints on the congestion.
It's terrible.
But the reason I can move that ball forward is because the money's already on reserve and it's ready to go. So I don't have to go and get an architect and engineer and all these.
Why
What's-
hasn't it?
why hasn't it moved?
Why hasn't it moved?
That's a great question. That's a great question. You're going to have to invite the current administration.
Yeah.
But I can't answer that question for them, right?
Okay.
And I don't want to speculate either.
Yeah. Okay.
So it hasn't gotten done, but that's something that I know, like, day one.
Let's get it going.
If I got sworn in today, let's get on that parking garage. Alberta Road is another thing that people have been complaining about. The widening of Alberta Road, 4 years ago, I approved that project. It's been running very, very slow. I've been doing a weekly update. And, I've been telling people, and they've been moving because they feel that somebody's got their eyes on the project. And although I'm not the mayor right now yet, it's still getting them to pay attention and to move it forward. There's another project by HEB, which is on Ebony Drive, that I want to work on. And the reason I want to close those things is because they're aside for roads. They're just things that don't look good.
Okay.
The parking that's all accumulated, people have to go.
Yeah, and
half
it's
a
already
mile,
there.
right?
Yeah.
And the money's there.
Yeah.
That's why I know that without me making up something or coming up with a great idea, those are things that, we can cross T's and dot I's. Those are simple.
Okay.
Of course, a more advanced plan that I want to do is I'm a basic guy. I work for the city. I want things to look clean. I want the curb and gutter, these drainage systems have to be cleaned out. We have to do a major trash pickup campaign, especially on the east side of town. No one is going to invest in your city if your city doesn't look nice and clean. Your roadways
Plain and
have to
simple.
look nice. Your grass has to be green. and you gotta work on the drainage and the roadways. If
You
I
can't
bring
have
you,
flooding.
if I bring you
Por
to my
favor.
city, your vehicles getting all on a line from the potholes, and you're not gonna want to invest. And I can talk about us being the county seat, over 100,000 people, and I can get into all the pitches.
Right.
You're not going to come because you're gonna see the fundamentals, or fundamentals ain't. And I think that's where McAllen is a level above us, because there's parts that look really nice, and I want to work on that. Then we can go into the recruiting the businesses and talk about, the Amazons of the world and the tech companies and all the things that are looking for a home, right?
Right.
But we need to get the fundamentals right. It's almost like, I like to compare it to this. You're going to throw a party. Ronnie throws a party at his house. What's the first thing? Oh, we got to clean the house.
A huevo.
Because we got company coming over.
Porque está bien cochino.
Exactly, right? And you're on it.
Yeah.
And you got to make sure that you got, beverages, that you go to Sam's and Walmart, H-E-B, all these places, you're stocked up because you're expecting and you want to put on a good show.
Yep.
And it's the same thing with the city. If we don't put on a good show, that's why we miss the businesses, because they look at that.
Yeah.
Or the lax customer service. Well, we wanted to meet with the mayor. We wanted to meet with the city council. We want to meet with the city manager. Well, they're not in the office today, but let me take your name and number. Customer service has a lot to do with it.
Yes, sir.
So if we don't fix those fundamental things,
There's opportunities.
people aren't going to come, and we're going to lose deals to even the smaller cities like FAR that are pretty aggressive, because I know the mayor there well. He's aggressive. Villalobos here in McAllen, he's aggressive. Those guys,
Oh no, those guys are hardcore.
those guys come.
Let's get it.
And getting back to why am I running? Competitive spirit. I want to be in the talks. I want to say there's no reason for you to go over there. We got everything that you need right here. And you need somebody that's been there with experience. You need somebody that's done that. You need somebody that, a little bit more mature, in the sense that, I have a daughter graduated college. I have one. You have to be able to relate to people. You have to be able to have gone through certain things in your life to be able to relate to them in all facets.
Right.
So for me, I'm excited about representing Edinburgh. And once I'm in there, then it's on. And you guys are going to have somebody that you can call. That not just a friend and we can chit-chat and grab a beer, because that's great, but we can close deals.
Yeah. Let's move things forward.
Yes.
One thing that I would personally like to see from the city of Edinburgh do, and I brought this up on the last podcast, is it's still really hard for me to understand how the city of Edinburgh has basically a second tier or third tier golf clubhouse. Our clubhouse, I'm just going to give you an example. The guy's restroom has no AC. How is it that the restroom at Lagos has no AC? How is it that they're like, well, we put a divider between the urinals, should be good? The hell, bro? How is it that a clubhouse that is making over $100,000 a month, because I see the financials when I go to the board meetings, right? And that's something that we've talked to as a board. We're like, how is it? I mean, we honestly don't even have a say-so on anything, because we're just an advisory board. Then it goes to city managers or whatever. And it's one of those things where it's just like, when is the city going to put back into that clubhouse? Because now that clubhouse is the view from the Vaquero Stadium. That's right. So you're looking at the clubhouse past hole 10 and you're looking at that. And it's like, I mean, I don't know if people realize this or not, but the Lagos makes over $100,000 a month for the city of Edinburgh, because it's considered Parks and Rec. And it's like, why isn't that money being put back into a better facility? Why is it that we are second tier to Westaco? Why is it that we're second tier to Harlingen, when you have right now we in the group chat with the board with the city of Edinburgh for golf, all these things, hey guys, there's something wrong with the grass, hey guys, something's going on, the maintenance, whatever. And it's like, why? You know what, I had a buddy that came down, we went golfing, wanted to have a drink while he was golfing. There's no cart girl, the kitchen was closed. It's like, what is going on? And it's sad, because when you see the numbers, you're like, there's no reason. If you're making over over $1 million a year, and then that's going to be distributed by the city. Why doesn't the city put money back into what's bringing in 100,000 a month?
Mm-hmm. So it could bring in 150.
Yeah. You're going to say, well, we're charging.
It's a successful business.
It's one of the most lucrative businesses that Edinburgh has, aside from the landfill. Correct. Right? But it's like, where is the urgency to make that? Because you walk in there right now, dude, it doesn't feel like a clubhouse. And it's like it's honestly one of the best golf courses layouts in the valley. But it's something, that's all I care for. I'm like, dude, why isn't this clubhouse at par with Westaco? Well, it's because Westaco is privately owned. Even more of a reason why the city owns it. What the hell? What do you mean? Because it's privately owned. The city owns this, and we're second, third tier to Westaco that is privately owned, and they're kicking our butts in a clubhouse. Like, it doesn't make any sense. I don't know. I would like the city to tear that down, rebuild it, mamalon, because we deserve it as a city. You have Cartier Plaza there, and then you're the view from the Vaquero Stadium. That's only going to make the city look better.
And don't forget about Ebony Hills, too.
Dude,
It's
Ebony,
right
bro,
next to the
don't even get me started. Ebony doesn't even have water, bro. Ebony has to be watered by a water hose.
What's up with Ebony? Seriously, ¿por qué no están metiendo atención? It's such a pretty little golf course, bro, in the middle of town.
Bro, they have no water.
Great for the community.
They don't have water.
Zoho just bought across the street.
Ellos no tienen agua, bro. You know what they have to do to water Ebony? They have to get a tanque, fill it up with a water hose, y luego traen un muchacho ahí with a bigger water hose watering the greens. Ellos no tienen agua, güey. They don't have a way to water the golf course.
¿Qué pedo?
What the hell?
Can we do something about that?
That's why you got to go vote, Ronnie.
There you go.
That's why you got to go vote.
Dude, to me, it's like, hey,
Anybody that tells me they're going to revamp Ebony Hills Golf Course has my vote. That's all I care about.
Revamp.
There you go. Sold.
Make it a par 3 night course.
Honestly, we talked about that, and whoever the next mayor is, we're going to continue to pitch that because I think it's a perfect area.
What do you mean, Ronnie? You're looking at the next mayor.
That's right, baby.
I'm
there
telling
you
you
go.
right now here, Mr. Richard.
I gotta play.
right
What's it called? I gotta play neutral.
When I got on the board, I told the guys, they were like, "We're trying to raise money, right?" And I was like, "How about y'all throw a par 3 night golf here at Ebony?" They did it, and the guy was like, "Dude, it's sold out in less than 4 hours."
Wow.
And I was like,
¿Y por qué no lo hacen otra vez?
No, they've done it like 2 times after. What I've told the board is like, dude, we need to redesign this little golf course and just make it par 3s. You can charge somebody $60 a person and to play night. You already have the lights. Turn them on. You can charge people $60. I guarantee, because right now Ebony's making between $28,000 to $36,000 a month.
That's still not bad for such a small place that doesn't even get water.
It has the potential to make $80,000 easy if the city would just invest into it. But you go to these meetings and I'm sitting there and I was like, and I'm just like, dude, like I want to be part of a board that actually has a voice. You know what I mean? Like I know what it is to be part of a board that has a voice, not a board that's like, well, thank you for your suggestions. They're great suggestions, but we got to take them to the city. It's like, oh, dude, and then you get back, well, nothing got approved. Like, what the fuck?
No, but wow.
You know what I mean? It's like, shit. I don't know, man. It's just, these are things that I know some of the guys on the golf board are looking at this, so I know they're going to bring it up when they see me. Like, these are things that we want to see. You know, we live in Edinburg, we play in Edinburg, and we know how much money this place is making. Mm-hmm. So, I mean, we get it. You have to pay people's salaries, people's wages. That's understandable. But it would be nice to see the city put some money back into a clubhouse that is generating over $100,000 a month. Because we've seen months where it's like 140-something thousand, right, where they're making a lot of money. So
it's doable.
Yeah,
it's doable.
They're making a lot of money. So it's like, I mean, you can always put a little hub station outside, have people pay there because you're renovating the place or something. Like, I've seen it done. So it's like, I don't know, man. I have all these ideas for the golf course, you know.
And there's a great development right across the street from the Ebony Golf Course.
There is. Yeah. It's incredible.
Yeah, really nice.
Yeah.
And plans to do more.
There you go.
And not and simply to raise the community, right? Because it's perfectly located.
I got an idea. Just buy it. Buy Ebony and make the Soho even bigger.
I'm down. Mayor, I'm going to need you to sell me Ebony. No, I'm excited about all the things that are coming up in Edinburg. And at the end of the day, man, we do got to connect these little dots because they're all really close to each other, right? And we got Vaqueros.
That's
and
right.
what's next to Vaqueros? That
right
golf,
down the street, yes.
right? We've got the courthouse opened up. Finally,
Right.
finally.
It's beautiful, by the way.
Yeah,
Yeah.
it opened up. Okay, now we got parking garage. We got to connect those dots.
That's right.
Universities, killing it. Zoho, phew, right there. So
Right.
all these little spots in a very small area seems, for me, it's kind of a no-brainer. Let's lift that middle of town.
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah. No, for sure.
I'm excited.
No, for sure.
I'm excited what's next to come for the city of Edinburg. And, man, let's
And, thank you for coming
let's
on.
push this
Absolutely.
forward. Let's
Thank you
push
for
this
coming
forward.
on, and good luck on your race.
Thank you,
I mean,
guys.
I'm looking forward. Hopefully, we can get you guys on, and I think that the valley would really see that as a
A positive thing.
as a positive light. You know, we stand for positivity. Ronnie's one of those persons like, hey man, it's all peace and love, bro.
That's
Like,
right.
Yeah.
That's right.
And I mean, once again, I want to say thank you for coming on, man.
Thank you
like,
for having
real,
me.
for real.
Yeah.
Really
Thank you, brother.
appreciate
Thank you,
it.
guys.
Appreciate you.
Do
Good
we
luck.
have any?
Oh, we got to do a giveaway, and do we have any questions?
We have quite a few questions.
Ah, la madre. ¿Qué hiciste?
Someone was talking about increasing recycling, just something that.
Yeah.
Recycling.
What's
Is
up
that-
with
is that
Edinburgh? We
something
don't
important,
recycle, right?
recycling
Like
in
McAllen?
Edinburgh?
We do recycle. We do have a program where they do pay an extra fee for having the recycling trash can, right? That's something that I really have to look at to where there's not extra fees,
Okay.
right? Because then
Recycling shouldn't cost you more money.
Exactly. That's something that's been thrown at me already. We need to find a way to waive that fee on the recycling because it's hard enough. You're trying to help the environment, right? And then you're going to charge somebody
Yeah.
extra to do it. That's probably
If
not
you
the
want to
best
help the
idea.
environment, I'm going to charge you.
Exactly.
Probably not the
That makes absolutely
that's-
zero sense.
And that's something that we're really going to have to look at. Once again, I hear that McAllen's program is a little bit,
Cheaper or something?
yeah, it's a little bit better than ours. So
Yeah.
we have some work to do. That's definitely something that we are going to have to work at.
When you were mayor, was it customary to like call other city officials and ask them, hey, how do y'all do this?
Yeah, it's customary, but for the most part, McAllen's dealing with a bigger budget, so they're able to get away.
They
with
have
a
the
whole
funds.
lot. For example, they have the retail. The retail is just
Simon Mall.
yeah, and that's hard to compete with because that gives them money that they're able to lose on certain deals.
Yeah.
And kind of, we don't have the luxury to be able to do that. We don't have the control the Mexican economy the way they do. Right.
We do need a mall on the north side, though.
Oh no, there's no doubt about it.
Yeah.
There's no doubt about it. You know any developers that you think would want to?
I might know a few, but the area over there where Kent's at, that's a really good area.
No, I just did a video on I think a hotel and conference center there would really
kill it.
explode. And then you're going to get everything else.
Yeah. Cool. What other questions do we have?
Someone had said, is there anything that you can say about the property taxes, the high property taxes?
Yes.
Por favor.
I don't know if anyone
Mira,
heard
sí.
that question. They asked if
Cada
there's
vez que sale
anything.
Yes.
Yeah.
appraisal-
Somebody asked if Mr. Molina could say anything regarding the property taxes, and just in case they didn't hear him.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, so the property taxes, this is something that I am on top of. As a matter of fact, right before I had called for a meeting with the appraisal district, not behind closed doors, an open meeting with the appraisal district to come into City Hall, council chambers, and there were some citizens that were very, very upset that they had received a high appraisal value on their property. The valuations, boom, boom, keep going up. It's
Yeah.
like 9%
Every year.
every year.
Yeah.
And we had started to find out how we could do that, right? How can we help? Well, you can continue to drop the tax rate. The problem is when they stick you with another, appraisal, it offsets it, so you don't see any savings. So there is a state law that allows the mayors to cut up to 20% on the taxes that the city,
the city.
receives. Of course, we're not going to be able to max it out and do the 20 because then
You're hurting the city too.
Then we
Well,
can't do the
and-
golf course, and then we can't do Ebony
Exactly. The
Hills.
golf
Exactly.
course.
Yeah.
The
Exactly.
golf course.
But there's definitely a leeway of 12%, somewhere in the middle, where they can see some relief on their taxes, and yet we don't kill the budget. So that's something that I'm advocating for, and something when I'm elected that I'm going to put on the agenda, and I'm going to call for a vote. And
There's
the
some
rea-
bills right now at the state level, no?
Right,
Okay.
which is a House bill where they're going to allow you to use even more. I think it's like from 100,000 to 140. But getting back to the taxes, that's something that I'm running on, is being able to cut that. When I ran the last time, I ran on term limits, so I was like, term limits, 2 4-year terms. I ran on that. Right as soon as I got elected, boom, put it out to the voters so that they vote on it, and they voted yes. So that applies to all elected officials, city council members. It applies to the mayor and the city judge. They didn't have any term limits on the city judge before. Now it's 2 4-year terms. So there's a lot of good that we did. So this time I'm going to run off of the taxes, and getting in within the first couple of months, boom, put it on for a vote.
Why are term limits good?
Because you got to put other people in there. Everybody deserves a spot, right?
Yeah.
And there's been mayors that have served not only in Edinburg but other cities that have been there for a very long time, and it's hard to get them out.
Yeah.
So and they become very possessive of the position like it's theirs. But to get him out, it takes an act of Congress, you
Yeah.
know, because nobody wants to run against him because so-and-so from the school board's with him and so-and-so's over there, and I really want to run, but then my sister works for the school district. They'll go after her, works for the county. So it's this little, you know, I'd hate to use mafia, right? But it's this little clique. And they're there. So now with the term limits, it's like, okay, 2 4-year terms. Bye, Ronnie. Thank you for your time. Bye. Thank you for your time. And
Next,
it's
fresh.
always keeping people a revolving door for us to pass the key to the other leadership. And you just said, hey, I want to get, you know, everybody working together, right? That's what we want to do, positivity. I want the same thing for the city council and the mayors, incoming and outgoing.
Right.
Hey, Ronnie, I was the mayor for 8 years. Now I'm going to pass the torch to you. It's your turn. You're running, you know, and then so on and so forth. Then it's his turn. And you're keeping a good, healthy rotation of young people, fresh ideas. And it's not like, okay, and you know, like it's going to be your last term, right? So everybody knows, like, he can't run again. He's already maxed out on term limits. He doesn't feel like, you know,
You can't get complacent.
exactly. So he knows, like, that's it. So
Right.
I thought that was big for us to have it, and I don't think I got enough media.
I supported that
Yeah.
1,000%. Man.
Yeah, I don't think I got enough media coverage for actually being one of the first ones to do that.
Yeah, to get it done.
Yeah, we did it, and who does that to themselves, right?
Right, because he would have to be voting essentially against your own, you know,
Exactly, against your own
stay.
ability
to last longer.
But that's something that's very fair.
Yeah, it's very, very fair.
very fair.
So we have a couple of incumbent council members. So me looking into the future, those council members, if they win the re-election, they can serve one more term. So you're going to have all these open seats that are coming up for other people to run.
Don't do that. Don't do
next
that. Don't do that. I know
leadership
what you're trying to do. Don't do
Right?
that.
But I'm saying, but that's
ain't ready for shit.
the whole point. The whole point is that thing, it gives other people the
No, I
opportunity.
get it. 100%.
It gives other people the opportunity,
Yes, sir.
and 8 years flies by pretty
Yeah.
fast. It's
Yeah.
pretty fast.
Dude, like this, bro. Time
Yeah.
is moving so fast.
And I think they had a committee that they wanted to kind of look into undoing that you can't get 8 years is more than enough.
Yes. Why undo it?
Yeah.
Why undo
Yeah,
it? There's
yeah,
nothing wrong with
so-
that.
No.
Yeah.
So
Fresh
I
minds,
like it.
fresh
I like
face,
it. And,
fresh ideas.
And believe
That's a
me,
great that's a great
yes.
thing.
Yeah, so I think it's something positive. Right now, I'm running on the taxes, so I'm gonna fight, and we're gonna meet with the appraisal district, and we're going to sit down and talk. People just want answers and transparency. That's what they want.
Yeah.
Yeah, it was a big issue. This we and you know what? Thank you to the appraisal district for meeting with us and the builders when we did have that meeting with them, and they came to the power lunch. I remember we had them all to come over to a power lunch, and they started talking. You know, and they basically told us that the reason that they do this and the reason that they've been hiking them up is they're like, it's because of you all. They were like, that's basically what they said. They were like, oh, it's because you guys keep building these beautiful houses, the prices keep going up, and we have to kind of like keep up with you or whatever. And it would be nice to, shout out Mr. V. Today I saw him this morning, and when this whole thing was happening, he's like, ya tengo todas, I have all my notes ready, and I'm going to go. And he's like, and I do this every year. I have to go and I have to go plead my case as to why my tax rate should stay the same and stuff. And
That's
like,
right.
Whoa. That's cool.
You have to do that, though. You know, that's a lot of work.
Any more questions?
Yeah, what else we got?
Last one, okay.
One more.
This one's a little long, so I sent it to your phone.
Okay, you texted to me?
Yes.
Okay, let's
A
see.
ver.
Let's see this one.
¿Quién era? No, we won't say.
¿Quién mando? Vamos a ver. Ulises. Okay. This message, this comment comes from Simon Garza. Is that the one? Yes. Okay, Simon Garza. Richard Molina is a team builder. What about the 65 million of certificates of obligation voted by the current city council and mayor that we are obligated to pay? What is that about? I have no idea.
65 million what?
65 million of certificates of obligation voted by the current city council and
What's
mayor.
that?
Yeah, I think he's talking about a video that a candidate just made that's running for city council that talked about over the last 4 years that there was $65 million was borrowed by the city over the last 4 years. But I don't know exactly what they
Borrowed it for.
borrowed it for. We would have to look into that. But, that's something you can ask the current administration. You're there. You can you can pick up the
I'm
phone.
on the
and
advisory golf board,
yeah,
bro.
No, but still,
there's like a hierarchy. Yeah, and I'm like at the very bottom of it all, bro. So
Yes, but no. I mean, we would have to ask that question to find out what it is.
I mean, that's a lot of money.
That is a lot of money.
65 million.
That's a lot of money.
Yes, sir.
But
And then that gets trickled down into the citizens of Edinburg, or how does that work, right? Because it's
but
basically a loan.
It got to get paid.
it's a loan. It's a loan, and I know that people want to see projects, right? And I guess the main complaint that I hear is that they're paying more taxes, and they feel like their services are getting lesser and lesser instead of more.
I pay more, and streets the same.
That's right, and I think that's something that
Golf course the same.
Believe me,
Don't get me started.
I'm ready to go to work, and I know that the campaign is the easy part. It is, because this is the 4th time I've run. This is the easy part. When you get in there, is when the real work starts. We got a lot of stuff to handle, a lot of stuff.
Yeah.
And I think moving forward, I think that you're going to get there's a lot more eyes now, right? With social media, and when people get involved with the organization that we have, we've noticed it, like, you give people an opportunity to speak, and they got something to say.
Absolutely. Absolutely.
And they're going to see, and they're going to watch, and they're going to see if did you make a difference. And
That's right.
The stuff that we talked about, did you do anything about it?
Yes.
Like,
They'll hold you accountable to
it's not, we're in a time, I think, where the eyes are on you, brother, and they're going to be on you not just through the campaign. They're going to, in my opinion, they're going to get even more so while you're in office, right?
Yes.
And so it's a great thing, in my opinion, because now we're like all huddled up. We talk about Football Reference.
Yes.
Now we're all in the huddle.
That's right.
Are you sure you want to run that play?
That's right.
Right?
Yeah.
Why that play?
That's right.
And so I think that you'll get a lot of that moving forward here in the next, hopefully, 4 or 8 years.
Yes.
And it's really exciting to see, man.
Yes,
I
sir,
think
it is.
Edinburg is going in the right direction and has a
sir.
lot of opportunity to grow tremendously.
That's
Yes,
right.
sir. No, yes, sir.
McAllen, who?
That's right.
Yeah. Thank you for
I'm
coming
excited.
on.
Thank you for having
coming
me.
on.
Thank
Yeah,
you for
man.
having me.
Thank you, brother.
How many
Appreciate
people
you.
we got? Like 100? Let's see. So we like to. Well, that's a good amount, bro. So we like to. This is a good amount. We like to go ahead and we do a little raffle for the people that are listening. We're gonna
Every single one of those liked, commented, and shared. Yeah.
So for the people that are watching our podcast, in order to every time we have a podcast, we do a raffle. This week's raffle is a gift card, $200. And all you have to do is like, comment, and share, and we put you on the raffle. We appreciate every view that we do get. We hope that you all learned something. This is supposed to be so that we can give you an opportunity to meet the people that we bring on the podcast. We were very fortunate to have a former mayor and
future mayor.
And also a future mayor here with candidate Mr. Richard Molina. Thank you for coming on.
Thank you.
And also thank you, Ronnie, for being
of
here
course,
today.
bro, always.
I really appreciate you guys. Mr. Molina, can you tap there where it says spin?
All right.
Here you go, guys. Let's see what it lands on.
A ver, yeah. What do we got?
Simon Garza.
There you
Anyway, we
go.
just read his comments.
There you go.
You'd be surprised, Big Simon.
Shout out, Simon. Shout out to that, and congratulations on your winnings. Please contact us through the Facebook page at STBA Facebook, and we'll get with you. Other than that, to the people that are listening to this podcast, once again, thank you for listening. Thank you to Ronnie for being here today.
Yes, sir.
Really appreciate you.
Yep.
And Mr. Molina, thank you so
Yes.
much. We're gonna get with you, and we'll set something up to where we can get this and get this podcast out for the Valley
For
as
the
well.
debate.
Yes,
Yeah.
sir.
Cool.
Sounds
awesome.
good.
Thank you,
you.
man. Thank you,
All right,
guys. Have
appreciate
a
it.
good
Okay.
afternoon.